Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I want to bring you my series review slash wrap-up thing of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I'm so excited. I think what I'm going to do is do a non-spoiler review and then do my thoughts, but I'm not going to go too in-depth of my thoughts because there's so much that happens in all of these books. So I'm just going to hit on like a few of my favorite parts and favorite things that happened in the spoilery version and then do my review in the beginning. So let's just get into it without any further ado. The Percy Jackson and the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. If you don't know what this series is about, it's about Perseus Jackson, who is a demigod, which means he's half god, half human, and he is a hero. That's basically what a hero is. He has to go on these quests or adventures to kind of, in the end, save Olympus. That's like his main goal. And so all the adventures that he does and goes through has to save Olympus. In the end. Did I just say that twice? So this series was just so amazing, and I apologize in advance if I say this book because I've caught myself doing that before, or if I say this story. When I say that, I mean like the whole series, not just one book, or like, you know what I'm saying? I mean the whole thing. I don't mean just like, if I mean a specific book, I'll tell you the book that I mean, okay? Just so we don't get too confused, because I can be pretty confusing when I talk. This series was just so amazing. I loved it to death. It's right up there with Harry Potter. I thought the adventures were amazing. I thought the writing was amazing. I thought the character development was amazing. Just everything about it was so good. It was a great middle grade book, and I enjoyed it, and I'm not even in middle grade anymore. So it's a great universal book as well. Series. See, I'm doing it. I mean series, just so we're clear. Yeah, I loved the Greek mythology in the book. It's just so cool. I haven't read a whole bunch of Greek mythology books per se, or I haven't seen a whole bunch of movies. Like, I remember watching Hercules when I was a kid and stuff like that. But this series, it has a way of taking all of those gods and all of the monsters and everything and kind of making it one big family, and I love that. I think it's so interesting. To me, it's just so, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so much more fun. I think it's so cool that, you know, they just talk to each other like they're family, and I really enjoyed that. Riordan is an amazing writer. He makes everything so funny, and just everything is fast-paced, and it took me no time at all to read these books, except for if I personally wanted to read them slower, so that way I didn't miss anything or I didn't get bored, because I read the last the last three consecutively, and I didn't want to get burnt out on the world, so I kind of took them a little bit slower. But his writing just makes it go so quickly, and if you haven't read this series, I recommend it. I give a 5 out of 5 for each of the books, and my favorite book will probably have to be my favorite book would have to either be The Last Olympian or Sea of Monsters. Those two are my favorite, for kind of the same exact reason that I don't want to get into, because it's kind of a spoiler, not really, I don't know. But yeah, those two are probably my favorite book out of the whole series, favorite books. But I loved every single book. Every single book just was so much fun, and it was just fun reading. And I recommend, if you haven't read them, I recommend you check them out, 100%. Even if you're like, no, I don't like middle grade books, trust me on this, you'll like it. Trust me. Especially if you like Harry Potter. Because I'm not saying that they're the same in any way, and J.K. Rowling has a very different writing style than Riordan, but it's the same type of middle grade adventure novel, so great series. I'm really not sure what more I can say in this review part, other than I loved the character development. I loved how Percy grew up, and he was still our Percy, but as he grew, he kind of became the actual hero that he needed to be, and I just loved all of the characters in the story besides evil characters, but you know, what are you gonna do about those? I just loved everything about it. So 5 out of 5 stars for the whole series, 5 out of stars for every book. I just liked them all. That's my review part. I need some water. So that's my review section, and yeah, I don't know what more. So if you haven't read this series, go read it and come back and see if you agree about the things that I said. Most of you have probably read it, this whole series, so I'm not too worried about it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, this is my thoughts section. I don't have too much to say and I don't want to get too in-depth just because I don't want this to be some super long video because I don't know, I just am kind of sick of making super long videos. Oh my god, it's super hot in my room. I wanted to go through like each book and tell you my favorite part, and I wanted to tell you my favorite characters, my least favorite characters, and yeah, I think that's about what I'm going to say in this thoughts section. Like I said in the review, my favorite book was The Last Olympian or Sea of Monsters, and there's a reason for that. It's because Annabeth and Percy. That's why. Because in both of those books, Annabeth and Percy are together. Like in Sea of Monsters, they go on a quest together, and in The Last Olympian, they get together finally. Ah, jeez, I thought they were never going to get together. I'm so happy that they did. My favorite parts in Lightning Thief, oh, I read this one a while ago. In Lightning Thief, I think my favorite part was when we had to deal with Medusa. That one was that was like a creepy favorite part. And it's either when, okay, so it's the Medusa part or when Poseidon claimed Percy, when he was like in the water and the Triton above his head. Yeah, that one was pretty much my favorite part. In the Sea of Monsters, oh, that one's harder. Probably when Carissa kind of saved the day, I guess, with help from Percy and Annabeth. I liked that she was no longer just the enemy. The lines were blurred a little bit more than in the first book. I liked that she kind of was a little more friendlier, is what I'm trying to say. She became more of a friend than a enemy. In the third book, Titan's Curse, my favorite part was when, hands down, my favorite part was when they went to the Hoover Dam. I don't know if this is because I live in Nevada and I know what the Hoover Dam is like, but my favorite part was the Hoover Dam when they were at the Hoover Dam and the statues, the golden statues, well, they're copper statues, came to life, and the copper statue, one of them said, "Oh my god, what do these tourists do to my toes?" I think that's so funny because I've been there and I've rubbed the toes of that statue, and it was just so funny to just see these statues come to life and have such funny personalities. It was just so awesome. I loved that part. That was like my favorite part of the whole series. And in Battle of the Labyrinth, my favorite part was when Annabeth kissed Percy right before he went to the mountain, I think, right before he did all that stuff. She like kissed him. I really like that part. And in the last book, I liked when Percy and Annabeth got together, and I also liked that Luke he became the hero. He was the hero instead of Percy was the hero, so I really liked that. And I really liked just that whole book. It was just straight action and I loved it so much. Yeah, those are my favorite parts. I just really loved this series, and I'm just so glad that I got to read it, and now I can move on to the Heroes of Olympus series, and I can see what happens with Percy and Annabeth, and plus all these other amazing characters, all these other amazing demigods. So anyways, that's my quick series review, thing of the Percy Jackson series. I recommend you go read these books if you haven't already, and I just really liked them. They were just so good. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know some of your thoughts on Percy Jackson. I would love to discuss this series. And yeah, I will talk to you guys on the flippy flop. Alright, bye guys.